Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. What's that? Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. I don't have any controls I can turn up. Let's see. Let's see. Is this helping any? Hey, welcome to Coyer Field, home of FC Buffalo for tonight's matchup between Steel City and FC Buffalo. Okay. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. All right, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
USL W League game between Steel City FC and starting lineup for Steel City. Number 20, Cassie Classic. Number 2, Ellie Dorfman. Number 16, Jacqueline Perry. Number 10, Tina Lessig. Number 24, Maya Patessa. Number 6, Maria Mola. Number 7, Samantha Miller. Number 1, Ruby Morgan. Number 3, Jenny Riley. Number 23, Brianna Ross. Number 14, Marissa Salisbury.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's USL Women's League matchup. Great Forest Division home opener for FC Buffalo, season opener for Steel City FC. I am Mike Babcock here to call the action for tonight, and tonight we have a matchup of teams looking in two different goals for tonight's match. Steel City is opening up their season and they're looking to get off on the right foot, as FC Buffalo is looking to rebound from a 5-0 loss at Pittsburgh Riveters last Saturday night. Starting lineups for both teams, starting with the visiting Steel City FC. First in goal, number 1, Ruby Morgan, who has Cassie Klassen, Ellie Dorfman, Jacqueline Ketter, Kayla Lasek, Maya Matessa, Margarita Moley, Samantha Miller, Reagan Riley, Brianna Ross, and Marissa Salisbury out in front of her. FC Buffalo is starting Lexi Thompson in goal tonight with Regan Moore, Erin Weir, KK Pinella, Eileen Solomon, Claire DeAngelis, Sarah Woods, Bailey Collin, Paige Szymanski, Anna Bean, and Izzy Schmidt out in front of her. FC Buffalo will be wearing their white tops with dark blue shorts and socks, and they will be shooting to broadcast white. Steel City will be wearing blue jerseys with yellow numbers, gray pants and socks, and they will be shooting to broadcast left for the first half. Both teams are making their final prep to step out on the field to start tonight's match. FC Buffalo's lined up on the sideline. Steel City starters are at about the 35-yard line of the American football field markings. FC Buffalo breaks their huddle, so does Steel City. Both teams lining up, now waiting on the officials who are huddled at the midfield stripe near the 50-yard line, or near the 50 on the American football field. As both teams line up, waiting for the ball, it appears FC Buffalo will kick off to start the first half. Ball is spotted at center, and we are moments from being underway. That is number 19, Paige Szymanski, over the ball for FC Buffalo. Just waiting for the far side assistant to get back in the spot. Both assistants are on their sidelines. Official's got his arm up. And we are underway as Szymanski plays the ball back to Solomon to start the match. Played over to Moore. Back to Weir. Weir playing a center back position instead of her normal left back position as the ball is played along the sidelines and free in the midfield. Played up ahead by Miller for Steel City. Run through the middle. Passes up, looking ahead, and it goes over the end line. That will be a goal kick for FC Buffalo. Thompson sets the ball on her 6-yard box, sends it over to Weir. Weir passes across to Moore. Moore hits Calling. Calling looking for Woods, but that gets deflected out, and that'll be an FC Buffalo throw just near midfield. Calling with a long throw up the sideline off the head of Woods, but that's going to be taken by Dorfman. Dorfman will slow it down for Steel City. Plays it long up the middle. Looks like she was looking for a one, but nobody was along that right sideline, and that's just going to roll harmlessly over the sideline for an FC Buffalo throw. The throw-in is quickly played back, bounced around, and that's going to be picked up by Steel City, played back to Dorfman. That's going to be quickly played up, and that's going to be off the head of Calling, but that's going to land right on the foot of Steel City players. That's going to be centered into the box. It's going to be headed on, but that's going to be well wide of the net, and that's going to be a goal kick for FC Buffalo. Played out by Thompson. To Moore. Moore gets it up to Calling. Calling, quick pass up. Will touch. Szymanski gets it. Szymanski moving along that midfield stripe. Plays it all the way over across. Plays it up the field. Pass connects to Pinella. Pinella gets some room. Gets it over to Bean. Bean tries to play it in. That is blocked. And that's going to be brought back by Steel City. As they're going to play it along the back line, trying to get some room for themselves. As Klassen's going to bring it up the field for Steel City. Pass is attempted, tries to go through Woods. Woods intercepts, and Woods tries to put it up through center, and that gets deflected all the way over to the other sideline where Steel City is going to pick it up. Matessa is going to send it up the left side, but Weir is going to chase it down for FC Buffalo, going to play it back to Thompson. Thompson will slow it down in her 18-yard box, being lightly watched by Ketter, who decides to put some pressure on to make her play it out to Moore. Moore plays it up to Colling. Colling on the right side line tries to play it up to Woods as two Steel City players collide, allowing Woods to collect the pass. Played back over to Bean. Played over to Weir. Played back to Bean. Tried to play it along that left side of the attack, and it just a little out of reach. Just a little out of reach, and that's going to be a Steel City throw-in. She was looking for Schmidt along the sideline. Ball is thrown in, intercepted by Pinella, who heads it up, gets it down, booted ahead by Solomon. Solomon tries to get it upfield. That's just going to be a throw-in for FC Buffalo, as Solomon's going to get it thrown very deep. Solomon passes it off for the throw-in. Play along the outside by DeAngelis. Tries to play along the outside as she activates from her right back position, or left back position. That's going to be a Steel City throw-in along the far sideline as we are about to hit the 12th minute. That's going to be another Steel City throw-in as it was just deflected straight back out of bounds. Thrown in, the pass is intercepted, taken back by Lissek. Moved up Miller. Miller plays it across, looking for Ross. Towards the middle. Her attempted shot is blocked by Collin. Ball is cleared out. Battle in the midfield. It is now played around the outside. Ball is shot in, and that is going to go over the end line for a FC Buffalo goal kick here in the 12th minute. I'm sorry, the 7th minute, not 12th. The 7th minute. Thompson directs traffic on the goal kick, sends it over to Weir. Weir sends it back to Thompson. Thompson takes it to the top of her 18-yard box, plays it over to Moore. Moore moves towards center. The pass is deflected back and is going to be collected by Weir. Played back to Moore. Moore, pass is attempted to be caught up with by Solomon, but there will be a foul on Steel City. So free kick FC Buffalo, about 7 yards from midfield. Moore quickly puts it back into play to Weir. Weir to DeAngelis. DeAngelis along that left side tries to put the pass through, looking for Pinella, but the pass is deflected and sent back by Steel City, where Weir will chest it down over to DeAngelis. Ball is pinballed along on the far sideline, finally collected by Steel City. Ball is played up, but Moore is going to collect it for FC Buffalo as she is being pressured. And we have a whistle as Aaron Weir is down. Aaron Weir was fouled, therefore FC Buffalo free kick. She'll play quickly over to Moore. Moore with a lot of room to run, gets it over to Colling, who tries to get it up to Woods. Quick give and go. Woods has to avoid Szymanski, and that allows Mamoli to come in and take it for Steel City. Gets it over to Ketter. Tries to get it to Lasek, but that's going to be guided out of bounds for an FC Buffalo throw. A lot of quick back and forth action here in the midfield. Neither team really finding the attacking end, but a lot of back and forth in the midfield. Ball is played up high. Looking to come down. Ross heads it up. Now it's collected by Woods for FC Buffalo. Woods gets it over to Colling. Colling along the near sideline. Ball played along the near sideline, and that's going to be a throw-in for FC Buffalo. Good play there. Good awareness there as Szymanski let the ball go through instead of trying to play it. And that is off. That is an FC Buffalo throw. The Steel City believed it went off the FC Buffalo attacker. This ball is played back along the near side, and that's going to be just a little bit too far for Ross, and that's going to be an FC Buffalo throw in deep in the attacking zone. About 33 yards from goal, Colling is going to throw it in. Colling, nice throw. Finds Woods, bounces to Szymanski, but she is unable to fully control it, and that's going to be just deflected out by Steel City. And again, we're going to have a throw-in from about 33 yards out on the near sideline. Colling gets the ball back, and this time she plays it directly out, and that's going to be a Steel City throw here in the 11th minute. 11th minute, still 0-0. Ross headed back towards her own goal, trying to create some space as the FC Buffalo forwards are pressing the Steel City defense along the sideline, and that's going to get through to Miller. Miller is going to give herself some room, get it over to Ross. Ross is going to cut her way inside, try to make some room around Woods. That pass is headed back, deflected through the midfield. Back in possession of Steel City, and that's going to be on the foot of Klassen. Klassen under very heavy pressure from Solomon. Has to play it back, finally gets it through to Lasek, who tries to play it through. But instead, that's going to be intercepted and played back up the field, looking for Szymanski. Szymanski, great job boxing out on her defender, Dorfman. But she's going to run out of room as two Steel City defenders had gotten in on the battle for the ball and just forced the ball harmlessly into the box as Steel City is looking to bring it back up quickly. Solomon deflects the pass, goes back to Mamoli. Ball is played up very quickly, and that is going to go over the far sideline deep in FC Buffalo defensive zone, but it's going to be an FC Buffalo throw. Steel City appears to be trying to very quickly counterattack. Steel City has it. Cut across the middle. Played into Miller. Into the box. And Thompson's going to come out and scoop it up and quickly throw it upfield as she looks for Woods, but Woods is unable to fully control it, and that ends up on the foot of Klassen. Klassen looks for Miller along the sideline. There is a battle along the sideline, and that is going to be Steel City ball. From this angle, it was hard to tell if it went over the end line or just barely. That would be a corner kick for Steel City, their first of the match. Very quick corner. Played quickly to Lasek. Lasek at the top of the 18. She crosses in the box. That goes over everybody's head and over the end line for an FC Buffalo goal kick. Good threatening moment by Steel City. Just ends up a little bit wide of net, and the score remains 0-0. So the ball is played to Moore. Over to Colling. Ball is played up, looking for Szymanski. Szymanski on the run. She comes out with the ball. Being marked, she has her attempted pass towards the middle is blocked, but it goes back to Woods. Pass towards the center is picked off by Steel City. That is going to come over to Miller. Miller is going to try to create some space. She has two FC Buffalo players in her way. As Klassen had to make room to get around the midfield. FC Buffalo again gets the ball back. Attempted chip to Solomon is intercepted. And that is played over to Ketter. Ketter's going to slow it down, looking for some room. Szymanski's going to run after the pass back, and that's pass through is intercepted by Weir. Weir takes some time, surveys the situation, gets it over to Bean. Bean over the right side, looking for Szymanski. Szymanski on the edge of the 18. Brings it in towards the center. Szymanski's, her shot is just off target, as both teams had a threatening chance just off target, leaving the score 0-0. Szymanski just missed from about 12 yards out. Morgan quickly taps it into play, gets it over to Klassen. Klassen passes through the center. That pass is not going to connect, but instead does connect with Ketter. Ketter goes backwards, but is taken the ball taken by Solomon. Passed over to Woods. Woods operates about 15 yards out. Her shot is nice save by Morgan. Great shot there. Great shot there by Sarah Woods. Great save by Morgan answering the call. That's going to be an FC Buffalo corner on the near side. No, that is going to be FC Buffalo corner on the far side. Szymanski setting up for the corner. FC Buffalo is first in the match. Right foot into it, ball high in the air, headed out. Ball ends up on the foot of Weir, and Weir's shot is going to go wide to the right for a Steel City FC goal kick. As we are in the 16th minute, both sides tied at 0. Both teams had dangerous opportunities, just missed wide of the net. Riley getting pressure in her defensive line. Pass is intercepted. Ball goes to Lissek. Lissek plays it across to Ross. Ross with Miller to her outside, gets it off to Miller. Miller moves around calling the shot. Calling blocks the shot. Miller's going to get the ball back. This one's going to be shot, and Thompson's going to make the save. Ball had a little bit of a curl to it. Straightforward, but had a little bit of a curl to it. Good save by Thompson to be right in position and look it right into her hands and keep control of it. Play along the sideline, goes to Woods. Woods tries to make room for herself around 3 defenders, loses possession. Dorfman through the center. Has some room, tries to play it through, calling intercepts it, but the pass ends up on the Steel City player's foot. Back to Ross. Ross gives herself some room. The shot, and that is deflected out. Great play by Weir to take that shot and deflect it over the end line. It's going to be a Steel City corner kick, but that was a very threatening moment right there for Steel City and well within the 18-yard box from about 8 yards out. Ball is high in the air and goes over everybody's head over the end line, and that will be a goal kick for FC Buffalo. The wind may be a little bit of a factor here today. It is not blowing hard, but at times it is blowing steadily, and it usually is blowing from near sideline to far sideline in the direction of Steel City's last corner. As Steel City gets the ball back, pass through the middle. And that shot is going to go wide as FC Buffalo will get a goal kick. Thompson quickly plays it over to Weir. Plays it back to Thompson. Thompson chips it up to Colling. Colling collects it. Gets it over to Woods. Tries to get it back to Colling, but Colling loses possession over to Ross. Ross almost runs into a teammate trying to get towards the middle. Ball is centered, deflected back out to the top of the 18 as a few FC Buffalo players collide. That shot is blocked by Weir. Moore is going to play it out. It's chipped high in the air. Still not out of trouble. There it is. Woods plays it up. Solomon. Woods. Back to Solomon. Gets it up to Szymanski. Szymanski looking to win the one-on-one battle. Runs into another Steel City defender. Tries to get the ball back. It's played out by Steel City for an FC Buffalo throw deep in their attacking end. FC Buffalo doing a great job to flip the field position after Steel City was down at their end just moments ago. Woods throws it into Szymanski. Szymanski tries to center it. That pass is intercepted and played all the way out where it's going to end up on the foot of Weir. Weir tries to get over to Bean. Gets it over to Bean. Slides in. Gets the ball over to Colling. Colling directing traffic from distance. Gets it into the box. That's going to land, and that's going to be back on the foot of Bean, who splits two Steel City defenders. Has a little room. Her shot is just high and hits the American football uprights. That's going to be a goal kick for Steel City. Great play by Bean to give herself some room to get that opportunity. That's going to be played over to Klassen. Ross on the near side plays it up the near sideline, and that's going to go out for an FC Buffalo throw. That's going to be played out. Steel City with numbers. FC Buffalo defense's back shot is blocked by Bean, and that's going to go out over the far sideline for a Steel City throw. That's played along the far sideline. That's going to be a Steel City throw. That's going to be again a Steel City throws. Play is being held along the far sideline. Throw in, try to get it into the box. That is going to connect with from Matessa. But that is going to be taken away from her, and there is going to be a whistle. And I believe they are going to call that on Matessa for an FC Buffalo free kick. Just a few yards inside the FC Buffalo 18. Thompson's going to play it over to Weir. Weir played over to DeAngelis. DeAngelis back to Weir. Back to Thompson, who's getting pressured by Matessa. Steel City is looking to press the defensive line. Back heel pass does not connect. Instead is going to connect with Lissek, who's going to get it over to Klassen. Klassen plays it over to Miller. Miller plays it to Klassen. Klassen's going to quickly play it to Lissek. And that's going to be played looking for Riley. She's going to just get to it in time. Take it along the far sideline. Riley reverses field. Passes back to Lissek. Lissek plays it into Riley. Riley gets it into the 18-yard box, but she's going to lose possession of it, and DeAngelis is going to make sure that she can't get it for an FC Buffalo goal kick. We are halfway through the first half Both teams tied at 0. Both teams had opportunities, just missing wide of net. But most of the match has been played in the midfield, and that is going to be a foul as Colling was held as she tried to take the ball upfield. Moore is going to line up over the ball for the free kick for FC Buffalo. She's going to play it over to Colling. Colling tries to play it up the field, and that's going to be headed out for an FC Buffalo throw-in. Colling throws it in, played up by Pinella. Ball is intercepted, played upfield, taken by Matessa. Matessa down the near sideline. Matessa working around the outside. Her shot is high and wide, and that is going to be a goal kick for FC Buffalo. As we approach the end of the 25th minute, still tied 0-0. Ball was played quickly back, played up for Szymanski, but that pass will not connect. Instead, taken at midfield and played back to Klassen. Klassen works up the middle, trying to find herself some space, gets it over to Ross. Ball was played to Miller, but it's turned back over to FC Buffalo. Woods. Woods gets it to Szymanski. Szymanski gets it to Pinella. Pinella up the right side is being marked by Steel City. Szymanski gets the ball in the middle. That ball's deflected. They're going to say that was a. They're going to say that there was contact with the ball that caused that, and they're going to say play on. Quickly played over to Moore. Colling tries to create some space on the sideline. Can't get through, and turns the ball over to Ross. That's going to be taken in and picked up by Thompson for FC Buffalo, and she's going to slow the game down just a little bit. Puts the ball down. Plays it over to Moore. Up to Colling. Tries to play it through the center, but that's chested down by Klassen, who's going to pass it across, try to get it quickly upfield, but that's going to be taken by Weir. Colling. Gets it to Woods, gives it back to Colling. Gets it to Woods. And that's going to be a throw-in for FC Buffalo here on the near sideline. Ball is thrown in, headed up by Szymanski, but there is nobody there to be able to take the pass. Dorfman trying to get herself some space, just gets it by Woods and gets it over to Klassen. Klassen gets it on the sideline to Ross. Ball's Ross's feet. She finds it, picks it up, gets running, passes it out over to Matessa. And that is attempted to be centered, but Thompson was perfectly in position to collect that in before it could get through. And Steel City had a runner on the backside ready there in case the pass did get through. Weir up the left sideline, but that's going to be intercepted. Quickly turned back. Weir is going to come up and get it to Pinella, who's going to get it to Moore, who's under pressure. Gets it away quickly, though, to Bean. Bean gets it to DeAngelis. DeAngelis makes a spin move, gets the ball back, moves towards the center, puts it along the sideline. And that is going to be offsides on the far side. As we are in the 29th minute, both teams still tied at 0. Unofficially, only one shot on target, and that's been by FC Buffalo. But my number is unofficial, so but I do not recall Steel City having one on target. They've had a couple off-target opportunities that were from very dangerous locations. That ball is played up in the midfield, and that's going to land on the... And that's going to be played out as Ketter had a chance, just couldn't catch up to it as the ball landed right in front of her inside the Buffalo 18. Riley's going to throw it in from very deep, about 6 yards out from the end line. And that's throwing's going to be unable to be controlled, and that's going to end up over the end line for an FC Buffalo goal kick. Played over to Moore. Moore's going to try to play it up through the center, try to get it to Woods. That pass is not going to connect. Play it back up, headed by Colling. He gives it over to Miller. Miller for Steel City takes it along the outside, tries to center it, but that's going to end up on the foot of Weir. DeAngelis is going to try to come out after it, but it ends up hopping over her, ends up on the foot of Salisbury. And that's going to be collected by Thompson. Thompson directing traffic, rolls it over to Moore. So that's mishit, flies in the air. That's going to end up on the foot of Colling. And Colling's going to get it upfield. The ball's going to be in play. Taken away by Mamoli. Mamoli's going to try to play it, and that's going to be a foul on FC Buffalo near midfield. As we approach the half-hour mark, both teams still tied at 0. There have been a few opportunities, but very limited in the shots on target department for right now. Dorfman plays it over to Riley. Riley has some room to operate, tries to take it by Pinella. Her pass through to Weir is intercepted by Weir. Woods. Woods has two Steel City defenders on her, turns it over, and the ball is now on the foot of Ross. Ross gives herself some room, maybe with the official is a little bit of a pick. The official, a little bit of a pick on Pinella, but the ball gets crossed over there to Salisbury, who tries to center it, but she was over the end line, so that's going to be an FC Buffalo goal kick. Thompson lined up with the ball in the top of the 6-yard box, plays it deep. Looking in the midfield, that is headed out at midfield by Mamoli. It's going to be an FC Buffalo throw-in. It's going to be played along the sideline looking for Szymanski, but that's not going to be... That's going to be played out, and they're going to roll that. It was out off Steel City, so that's going to be an FC Buffalo throw-in as they're making their way upfield. About 20 yards out from the goal line. Played in Pinella. Pinella, her shot is going to be on target and looked like it was deflected on the way in, and Morgan does very well to pull it in and quickly plays it. That's going to be played over quickly, going to end up on the foot of Ross. Ross, around 3 FC Buffalo defenders, that's knocked off her foot, but on the foot of Lasek. Lasek tries to make her way through the midfield, pass it back to Mamoli. Over to Riley. It's going to end up on the foot of Bean for FC Buffalo. Bean's going to turn around, get it to Szymanski. Szymanski is going to try to get it along the far side. That's a cross in the center, but that's going to be intercepted by Klassen. Klassen's going to run it upfield. She's trying to send it up, get a run for for Matessa, and that is going to just end up on the foot of Thompson, who comes way out to play it. Thompson's going to play it over to Colling, and that's going to just be a little out of Colling's reach for a Steel City throw-in as we head into the 34th minute. Very physical battle in the midfield, and that's going to be a foul on Steel City as Miller and Pinella were battling for space. They're going to say, that just got a little bit too physical. That's going to be a foul on Steel City. Right about midfield, just a couple yards short. Moore up the right side. Set headed down. And that's going to be multiple players down, and that is going to be a foul on Steel City. I believe that's going to be on Matessa. Quickly played by FC Buffalo. More over to Weir. DeAngelis plays the bean. Pass looking towards the center, but that's not going to connect, and Dorfman's going to play it high, and that's going to go along the far sideline and just make its way out for an FC Buffalo throw. Szymanski along the sideline makes some room, breaks free, but that's going to be played out by Steel City. Ball is thrown in, centered, and that is intercepted, but FC Buffalo still has possession. That shot is just high from the outside as Bean was looking again. Dead center about 20 yards out. Puts it just high, and the game still remains 0-0. Quickly played up over to Lysek. Lysek tries to give herself some room. Plays it over. Played upfield. And Matessa is knocked down, and that is going to draw a foul. Quickly played by Steel City over to Klassen. Played up. Two players try to run it under it. It's Ketter who ends up kind of winning that 50-50 battle. Ketter is going to try to run the ball down as it heads towards the end line. Ketter chips it towards center, and that's off the boot of Salisbury, and that's going to go high and out of play for an FC Buffalo goal kick as we finish the 36th minute. Nil, just the end of the beginning of the 37th minute. As it's played over to Moore by FC Buffalo. Moore tries to pass to Colling, but that play was read beautifully by Miller and intercepted. Foul on FC Buffalo about 35 yards out from the goal line. Dorfman lining up for the free kick. That is a low pass into the box. Deflected all the way out under the foot of Klassen. Klassen under a lot of pressure. And Szymanski is going to be called for the foul. Very quickly played in by Lysek. Dorfman gets to Riley. Played back to Mamoli. Quickly played in to Ketter. Ketter gets depossessed of the ball, and that is played upfield, and it's going to end up on the foot of Szymanski. Szymanski going to try to push it, going to play it to the outside, but that's going to be a little bit too far, and that's going to be a Steel City throw. Quickly thrown into Mamoli. Mamoli's trying to find some room. Gets it over to Lisek. Gets it over to Dorfman. That attempted pass does not connect. And instead, that's going to be played. Okay, that's Dorfman going to be playing it back to Riley. Riley gets it to Lisek. Lisek is quickly greeted by Solomon. And that ball is going towards the far sideline, but the only foot there is DeAngelis, who tries to play it upfield, and instead, Steel City gets the ball back. Gets it over to Ketter. Ketter tries to get it over to Riley. Lisek. Lisek cuts up the middle. Inside of Solomon. Played through the center. Played over to Miller. Miller takes it to the near sideline. Tries to put it up for Ross. Ross and Woods in a foot race. Ross just beats Woods to it. And that is going to be out. No, that is going to be offsides. Offside. As the far side official dropped their flag. A little bit of confusion there, but it is. Either way, Thompson's going to put it in play. 2 more. Played back to Thompson, who looked a little surprised that it was coming back to her. Recovered very quickly to be able to collect it. Gives it back to Moore. Calling. Back to Moore. Calling. To Moore. Very quick throw in by Miller. Gets down there. Gets it up. And that's going to be played through as Ketter tried to get it through in the box. But that's going to not be out of trouble yet, as it's going to be knocked to midfield. Steel City regains possession. That's going to be a foul as Miller is pushed down from behind. Solomon's going to be called for the foul for the push from behind. About 45 yards out. Dorfman lines up over the ball. Dorfman is putting it on target, and very impressive shot as she did not miss by much from 45 yards out, just over the top of the crossbar. And when I say just over the top of the crossbar, I mean there was probably a foot or less of space between the crossbar and the ball, where the ball ended up going over. That's going to be an FC Buffalo goal kick. As that is again played to Moore. Moore brings it up the near sideline. Looks for Calling on a run. Calling just can't catch up with it. And that's going to be a Steel City throw-in. As we hit the 42nd minute, both teams threatening, just haven't been able to find the net yet. Very few shots on target, but both teams have had dangerous opportunities come within a few feet or less. Quickly played up by Lisek. Lisek through the middle, tries to put it up to Matessa. That is headed back in the midfield. Weird gets it over to Bean. Bean to Collin. To Moore. Played back to Thompson. Thompson, no pressure, is going to take her time before sending it upfield. That's going to end up on the foot of Klassen, but that's going to be played back, bounce around, and it's going to end up on the foot of Dorfman, who's going to try to take it upfield. Passes forward for Salisbury. Salisbury, quick run around the outside, tries to go around the outside to DeAngelis. Pass back in the middle, and that is going to go over the end line before it can be centered. And that is going to be a goal kick as we enter the 43rd minute. Game started off with a lot of the action in the midfield. Now it is quickly moving end to end. The other team may be able to find the back of the net, but both teams have had some opportunities that have been threatening. Moore. Calling. Ball's chipped high in the air. And good job there by Klassen and Ross to make sure it goes out for Steel City's throw-in. That's going to be played up ahead, but it's going to be intercepted by Ketter. Pass goes up to Weir as Steel City was looking for a run. Bean. Her pass is intercepted. Hauled in by DeAngelis. Steel City playing the pass. Pinella almost intercepts. Now the attack in the midfield for FC Buffalo again is going after the defenders for Steel City, trying to force a play. As Pinella looks for Woods and puts that a little too far. That's going to slowly roll out for a Steel City throw-in. As Ross will throw it in. Near sideline. Dorfman finally gets it across to Riley, giving Steel City a little bit of space. Played up. And that is an FC Buffalo throw as it goes over the sideline. 45th minute. Bean. Do not have any notice of any stoppage time, but there haven't been any goals, no injuries, no real stoppages of note this first half. Ball's played in, saved by Miller. Miller gives it over to Colling. Colling tries to put it into the box. That is deflected out. Bean goes low, looking for a pass inside. Intercepted Woods. Szymanski. Pinella, her shot is high through the uprights. And that will be a goal kick for Steel City. And the horn blows, which is not normal for soccer, but usually it is the official's whistle, but there was no stoppage time, so we end the first half. 0-0, both teams threatening, but nobody has gotten through on the scoreboard. We will be back at the end of halftime to go over the first half and for the second half of action in this USL Women's League home opener for FC Buffalo and season opener for Steel City. So at the end of the first half, Steel City, FC Buffalo tied at 0.
So he took him off. What's that? Oh, what shot do you have? Wide. 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the field. Your FC Buffalo!
Hello and welcome back to Coyer Field as FC Buffalo and Steel City FC are about to start the second half, tied 0-0. Both teams start off playing back and forth mostly in the midfield, but both teams quickly started playing end-to-end, and though there were no goals, there were definitely plenty of dangerous opportunities, though very few shots on target. FC Buffalo looking to find their first goal of the season after 3 halves of play. Looking a little bit better at finding their footing as they have gotten in dangerous opportunities. But Steel City also has as well. Both goalies making very aware plays at times in order to keep this tied at 0. FC Buffalo's players are on the field. There appears to be one substitution as Lindsay Leonard is on the field, as she will slide into a midfield position. Right now, everybody else looks like it is the same as the starting 11. Right now, it looks like Steel City has their same 11. As there are a couple players coming in just behind everybody else, and yes, they do have their same starting 11 for Steel City as they are warming up on the sideline. But both teams, again, looking for success out of this match. But Steel City is looking for success to start their season off on the right foot, as this is their season opener. FC Buffalo is looking to bounce back from a very difficult match in Pittsburgh last Saturday night, where they lost 5-0 to the defending Great Forest Division champion Pittsburgh Riveters SC. Steel City will kick off to start the second half. They will be shooting to broadcast right. As both teams make their way out, the official has the ball on the Tigers logo in the center of the field. As Steel City is huddling up. FC Buffalo kind of has a loose huddle going right now, as both teams are now huddled up about 15 to 20 yards from midfield. Our lead officials whistles everybody to center, as Matessa will line up over the ball for Steel City to start the second half. Matessa with Miller and Salisbury along the front line. And Matessa will kick it back to start the second half, play it over to Mamoli. Mamoli tries to get it to the far sideline. That is going to be played through, and that is going to be pulled through by Miller. Played to Matessa. Matessa tries to get outside Weir. Weir plays strong. Matessa spins back. Weir blocks the shot. Her attempted clear is blocked by Calling and recovered by Moore. Moore will play it up in midfield. Trying to get through. That's Szymanski, who's going to have the ball taken off her foot by Miller. Again, that's halftime substitution is Leonard for Schmidt. And that was looking for the head of Leonard, as she just couldn't get up high enough. And Steel City is going to try to play it up. That may be off. Yes, that was off the leg of Pinella, and that's going to be a Steel City throw-in. as Riley throws it in quickly. Gets it off to Dorfman. Dorfman tries to play it through the center. That pass is going to connect to Matessa. Played over to Mamoli. That's Klassen up to the far sideline. That's going to be off the head, and that's going to be played back to Miller. Miller is going to get the ball back along the sideline. That play is going to be played back dangerously as Szymanski looked for an interception, but it's going to get over to Dorfman. Dorfman through the center, going to throw that pass ahead, and that's going to end up on the foot of DeAngelis. DeAngelis is going to look for some space, try to get that to Leonard, but that's going to miss, end up being chased down by Riley. Riley is going to play that back to Morgan. Morgan's going to get some cursory pressure as it's played up to Mamoli, played back to Morgan. Szymanski is going to try to apply some more pressure as Steel City is now playing the ball along the back line and to Morgan. That is played over to the near side to Riley. That's going to be played in the middle, and that's going to be played off the foot of Ketter as she could not bring it in. DeAngelis is going to quickly throw it in for FC Buffalo to Bean. Bean. Now over to Weir. Back to DeAngelis. DeAngelis. Back to Weir. Weir drops back, steps around two Steel City defenders, gets over to DeAngelis. DeAngelis plays it up the sideline, gets it to Szymanski. Szymanski. And they are going to say Szymanski was offside, as she had to run up the near sideline. '48th minute, 0-0, as both teams are still looking to crack through for their first goal of the season. Play to Mamoli. That's going to go to Klassen. Klassen's going to try to play it up the sideline, but that's going to be knocked down by Woods. Woods is going to try to play that upfield, and that is going to be for an FC Buffalo throw. Woods, far sideline. Gets the ball depossessed cleanly. That's going to be brought up the field. And a crowd of 4 FC Buffalo defenders. Colling finally takes the ball, gets it to Pinella. Pinella plays it back to Weir. Played up, that's intercepted by Miller. That's played up, and that's just going to be played back. Bean over to the far side. Szymanski is going to receive the pass, surrounded by 3 Steel City defenders, and is going to turn it over. Steel City is going to play it around, try to find some room. They're finally going to find some room, try to play it up. Angeles gets it for FC Buffalo, plays it all the way back to Thompson. Thompson, who has pressure coming from Ketter, plays it upfield. Good play by Leonard to get it up past midfield. Leonard intercepts the pass, but is stripped of the ball by Lesek. Lesek gets it over to Klassen, who plays it up the far sideline, and that's going to go out looking for Ross. That's going to be an FC Buffalo throw-in. That throw-in was headed out for another FC Buffalo throw-in. That ball is played to the middle, possessed by Ketter. Ketter tries to play that pass through the middle, but it's intercepted, knocked back to Weir. Weir to Pinella. Pinella looks to put it over the middle. Nobody's home. Morgan's going to play it inside her box. Going to slow it down, finally pick it up. Played up to Ketter. Ketter with some room. Salisbury with a run along the right side is calling for it. Finally gets it after she had to stop and curl back to not be offside. Played over to Lesek. Lesek tries to pass it through, and that is intercepted by DeAngelis. DeAngelis gets through the midfield over to Solomon. Solomon switches field, gets it over to Leonard. Leonard plays it up to the left side for Szymanski. Szymanski, a few yards from the goal line. Szymanski takes it towards the center, and she'll just lose possession of it as she crosses the end line. And that is going to be a goal kick. And Szymanski was trying to make a run along the goal line, looking for a centering feed that just didn't materialize. And that's going to be a Steel City FC goal kick. As we are in the 53rd minute, still tied at 0. Both teams getting opportunities. Both teams threatening, but neither team finding the back of the net. As that is played through. Thompson's going to come out to play it. Going to be played along the back line, back to Thompson. Thompson collects it for FC Buffalo. Plays it over to Weir. Weir along the left side, plays it up, is looking for DeAngelis. That ball is skied high and out of bounds, and that is going to be an FC Buffalo throw-in. It's definitely a very different look this season, as Weir traditionally plays the left back position and DeAngelis right back. But Weir is now playing a center back with DeAngelis playing left back. And Weir tries to get upfield but turns it over to Ketter. Weir marking Ketter. Ketter tries to get around Weir. They get tangled up. Ketter gets the ball back, gives it over to Salisbury. Salisbury tries to make a run towards the middle. She crosses it out. It's headed out in front, and Thompson is going to quickly pull it in. It's going to be played to Pinella, who has to play it quickly back to Thompson. As now Steel City is looking to put pressure on the back line of FC Buffalo, and that's attempted to be played for Woods, but that's going to go out of bounds for a Steel City throw-in. As we are in the 54th minute, still tied at 0. Both teams trying to hunt around the 18-yard box, just not able to get much on target, and nothing has found the back of the nets yet. Lisek runs through the middle, tries to pass it quickly across that, and eventually ends up getting there after deflection. Clausen plays it to the middle. That ball is taken by Leonard. No, that's taken by Szymanski. Pass to Leonard. Szymanski receives the ball back, makes a nice move, tries to get it to Solomon, but that is not going to connect. And that will eventually get over the end line for a Steel City goal kick. It is a very dry night, and I don't think I've seen the ball ever just die as quickly as that one did, getting over the end line. DeAngelis tries to head it back up, but that's going to go out of bounds for a Steel City throw-in. Riley looking for a target. She's going to throw it up, and she is going to end up, it's going to end up over the head of a couple players, and it's going to be played out. Matessa was in the area, but they're going to say it was off one of the two FC Buffalo defenders also in the area. Bean is going to come away with the ball in a field of bodies. They're going to turn it back over to Steel City. Dorfman trying to create some space against Szymanski. Solomon takes the ball off momentarily off the foot of Klassen, who gets it back. Gets it back to Dorfman. Gets it over to Salisbury on the near side. Pass through. Connects. Backheel pass is going to be intercepted by Weir, but Weir's attempted to clear is going to end up high, and she scores. Salisbury takes the deflection back, puts a shot on target, and it just catches the inside of the left post to make it 1-0 Steel City. Salisbury is going to open the scoring here in the 56th minute to make it 1-0. Pinella. Played across. Now to Weir. Weir creates some space. Weir plays it through the middle. Pinella. Pinella gets it. Tries to create a little room. Leonard. DeAngelis is activated from her left back position. 3 FC Buffalo players in the same position. That pass towards Woods is taken out by Steel City, but that's going to end up on the foot of Weir. Weir's going to quickly play to Leonard. Leonard. Her shot is low, and that's on target. Saved by Morgan. Looked like Dorfman almost tried to play it, but thought for the better and pulled up and let Morgan have it. That ball is chested down by Matessa. Turned over to Pinella. Pinella gets it through into the midfield. Played over to Colling. Colling stops, cuts her way back to the middle of the field. Weir calls for it, gets it. Weir chips it in towards the center of the box as 2 players come together, and that's going to be offsides. As they're saying, Szymanski was offsides and looks like just barely off. As Dorfman lines up for the free kick for Steel City. Plays it back to Morgan. Morgan to a sec, quickly plays it over to Riley. DeAngelis comes up, and that's going to go out deep in the Steel City defending territory. Quickly thrown in by Riley. It's going to end up on the foot of Weir, gets it to Bean. Bean tries to get it through to Leonard, just a little bit ahead. And that's going to be picked up by Matessa. Matessa's trying to pass through. Nice play by Weir to intercept that pass. Weir will play it to herself, gets it over to Leonard. Leonard to Pinella. Pinella tries to get herself some room, gets around Memoli. Pinella still with it. Tries to get around Dorfman. That is deflected as it goes in, slowing down for Morgan. And Morgan's going to haul that Pinella effort in, as Szymanski is going to pressure Dorfman. So now the FC Buffalo forwards are again trying to press the issue with the Steel City defenders. Play is made. Lissette. Miller. That's going to be blocked high in the air, and that's going to go out. As that is going to be a corner kick for Steel City. Very few set pieces in this match. This is just the second corner for Steel City. Played high in the box. That is going to be headed down, and a foul on Steel City. Going to take away that opportunity they had. The ball was just a little high, but it did get free in a very dangerous area, though difficult angle. And Thompson is going to play it downfield. Thompson boots it deep. Headed up in the air. Szymanski is going to try to run it down. And again, Ketter is going to get it. Salisbury. Salisbury tries to go around to DeAngelis. DeAngelis held her ground. That shot looked like it may have been headed right just outside the far post. No chance being taken by Thompson, but that's been played, taken back by Steel City. And we have a player down. That is Miller that is down for Steel City. It looks like she slipped. Looks like may have caught her in the turf. as that is played through. As Morgan will quickly play it up to Dorfman. Dorfman will play it on the near side to Riley. Riley with some room up the right side, finally passes off to Salisbury. Nice pass by Salisbury, gets it over to Matessa. Matessa tries to make it around the outside. Matessa tries to center, and that is off of Solomon, and that is going to be a corner for Steel City. Your side corner, played up high, and that is going to be headed out by FC Buffalo. That is going to be brought down, played out by Leonard. And Szymanski is, and Steel City's bench is looking for a foul on Szymanski, saying that was probably a little too physical. Official says play on. FC Buffalo will get the throw. And that would be played out, FC Buffalo throw. As Leonard and DeAngelis are getting instructions from the sideline very quickly as they are right by the FC Buffalo bench, but that is thrown in. Taken over by Steel City, quickly taken back by DeAngelis over to Szymanski, and that will be a Steel City throw in this time. Steel City quickly looks to throw in. Quick play from try to get it to Matessa. Instead is deflected towards midfield. Szymanski is going to make a run under it, try to get to it, and Morgan's just going to meet the ball first. As three players were converging on the same spot. But Morgan held her ground, pulled the ball in, and quickly got it for Steel City to take possession back as Lysek tries to make her way through the midfield. Riley. Lysek is trying to work her way through three FC Buffalo defenders. This time tries to go over the top as Weir plays it back to Thompson. Thompson's going to boot it out towards midfield looking for Pinella. That's not going to connect. Steel City's going to get the ball back with Ketter. Ketter played over Salisbury. Salisbury centering feed. Very aggressive play by Thompson coming out. Almost slid into Moore coming back to cover. And that ball is played high in the air. Looking for Szymanski. That's going to end up on the foot of Pinella. Pinella is going to make a run through the center. Pinella finally has some Steel City defenders converging on her, and that's going to be played by Leonard off of Steel City defense for an FC Buffalo corner. FC Buffalo second corner of the match. That ball is played up high in the air, looking back post, headed on just over the top. FC Buffalo again threatening, and Steel City is going to have a large group of substitutions coming on. There are going to be 4 of them. Abigail Stager, number 9. Sydney Chontos, number 11. Number 4, Lauren Greca. And number 12, Emily Tonkovich, are all going to enter the game for Steel City. So that is going to be 4 new fresh bodies for Steel City coming on as they are holding on to a 1-0 lead. And that is going to be out as Riley was just a little too close to the sideline, played into Szymanski. Szymanski tries to create some room, but there are a lot of Steel City jerseys there. Played up in the air, and that is going to be behind the net by Leonard. Steel City goal kick for Morgan. That's going to be played up onto the foot of DeAngelis. DeAngelis It's going to turn it over. It's going to be on the foot of Salisbury. DeAngelis then deflects the attempted return feed. As there was almost a collision between Moore and Weir, the two center backs. As Weir will receive the pass on the near side. Trying to get it to Pinella, but that's going to be played back, and that's going to be up to Chantos, who has just entered the game. As Pinella comes back from her midfield position to make the play for a Steel City throw. Salisbury going to throw in for Steel City. Going to get it right back. Going to get it off the foot of Greca. Greca gets it into the box. That's knocked out on the foot of Leonard. Leonard's going to try to play it up. That bounces around off a few players, initially off the back of the head of Lasek, but it ends up being controlled by Steel City's Tonkovic. Tonkovic tries to get it through the middle, gets it over, tries to get over to Salisbury. The pass connects. Salisbury on Weir. Or DeAngelis. DeAngelis passed over to Chantos. Chantos tries to go through Weir. Weir gets possession, plays it out for a Steel City throw. So Steel City throw on the near side. Salisbury tries to play it through, and that just barely did not go out. As Ross tries to chase it down, goes out over the sideline for an FC Buffalo throw. Very difficult play there along the back line. And the official was signaling for FC Buffalo. Got to move back a little bit. Can't throw from there. That is played up the field and out. Steel City is going to play it back to Morgan. Morgan plays it to Lasek. Gets it to Riley, back to Morgan. Back to Lasek. Lasek initially stumbles. She ends up getting back to the ball very quickly, but is under a lot of pressure from Leonard. FC Buffalo is now throwing full pressure on the Steel City defenders. Leonard ends up getting possession momentarily, forcing the ball onto the Steel City player's foot and out. That would be an FC Buffalo throw. DeAngelis is deep in the attacking zone. As we are going to have another substitution. Ava Plezia is going to enter the match for FC Buffalo wearing number 13. Coming in for Woods. As FC Buffalo throws in on the near side. And that's going to be high in the air. Leonard's going to try to reach for it. She just can't connect. It's going to go back to Moore. Reagan Moore turns it over, but is tempted to play upfield, and that's going to be an FC Buffalo throw-in. Stager doesn't seem to agree with the call, but that's what the official called. So it's going to be quickly thrown in and played into the middle. Deflected high in the air as DeAngelis is trying to haul in a ball with a lot of odd spin to it. DeAngelis falls as Salisbury takes possession. Salisbury on a run. Pinella is trying to make a run to catch up. Centering feed is deflected. Weir knocked it down. Ball is now high in the air. Chantos tried to shoot it. It was blocked, knocked out of bounds. Steel City is going to get their throw in deep inside their attacking end. About within 25 yards of goal. Salisbury on the near side picks up for the throw. And that is going to be played over the sideline for an FC Buffalo throw. Very, very difficult position for Stager to be in along that near sideline. Ball's played over to Moore. Calling. Ball's deflected high in the air, out over that far sideline. And that is going to be an FC Buffalo throw deep in their defending end. As Steel City gets the ball on the attack. The ball is taken back. Leonard is going to get it at midfield for FC Buffalo. She's going to play it over. And that's going to be quickly played up. And where Morgan is just going to let it roll to her. And then pick it up as she had Plezia right on her. Steel City just basically trying to make sure they don't turn the ball over. But DeAngelis gets a wayward pass. Leonard. As DeAngelis gets it in, gets a crease. DeAngelis is in tight. Ball is shot just high. Just high, as Solomon looks like she wants that one back. Eileen Solomon from about 6 yards out just gets a little too much under her. She wants that one back as we are in the 74th minute. FC Buffalo on the doorstep looking to erase Steel City's 1-0 lead. FC Buffalo gets the ball back, and that's played in towards the center. Pinella, her shot is just wide. Again, FC Buffalo buzzing around the net, not missing by much. Again, having the opportunities, just not found the back of the net quite yet. That's Dorfman going to take the goal kick for Steel City. That's going to end up on the foot of Bean, going to go to Pinella. Play along the far side. Centered. And Plezia just couldn't get there, but it's going to be on the back line for FC Buffalo. That's going to be played deep and bounce wide in the net. And that is going to be a Steel City goal kick. As we are deep into the 75th minute. Morgan, quick play. Ball is going to be controlled by Steel City. Attempted pass. It's going to end up on controlled by Weir. As two Steel City players went for it and kind of had the ball bounce away from them. And Plezia just loses control of the ball right along the sideline to give Steel City a throw-in. There's room there. As Leonard goes deep, but that is high over the top of the net. And that is going to be a goal kick for Steel City. That's going to be played all the way to the near side for Riley. Played up, and Salisbury and Weir are going to go for it, and that's going to go. Weir cleared it off of Salisbury for an FC Buffalo throw-in. That ball's going to be thrown into Leonard along the near sideline. Double touch looking for Plezia, but instead that's going to end up on the foot of Tonkovic, who's going to play it back to Morgan. Plezia is pressuring. FC Buffalo is trying to put on a lot of pressure, and right now it is causing a lot of chaos as the FC Buffalo has gotten the ball back. It goes to DeAngelis to Bean. DeAngelis. Leonard. Pinella Spin move gets away from her defender. Plays at the far side. Tries to get it across just at the top of the box. Again, it's just played up, and Moore's going to chase it down for FC Buffalo. Played all the way back to Thompson. Quickly outlighted to Weir. Weir tried to pass it through. It's intercepted by Salisbury. Weir gets it back. Leonard. Her pass is deflected, and that's going to be picked up by Riley. Riley, with some space, moves to the inside, passes back outside to Salisbury. Salisbury, along the outside, tries to center it out in front, and that is headed out by and played out by FC Buffalo. Steel City quick throw in as that goes to Miller. Miller tries to play that one high, but instead it gets deflected down onto the 33, or the 198, excuse me. As the Situation Room, FC Buffalo supporters are having a little fun with the fact the ball is on the parkway that runs along the outside of that end of the scoreboard end of the stadium. As the ball is high in the air, and that is going to be played out. And they are going to call a goal kick, as they're going to say it's off of Miller. Steel City is going to send in 2 more subs. Skylar Lasek is going to come in. And number 8, Emma Shapansky, is also entering the match, as that appears to empty Steel City's bench. The Steel City gets their players into the lineup. 78 minutes gone. As that is being played up the field. FC Buffalo at this moment appears to be going with their current 11, as nobody on the FC Buffalo sideline is warming up, as that is being played around the outside. Cleared up, and that is going to go out for an FC Buffalo throw. That's going to be thrown in, taken by Steel City. And that is going to be played out, and that is going to be a Steel City throw. And that is going to be picked off by DeAngelis. DeAngelis is going to play it high in the air. That is going to go to Tonkovic, who is going to head it along the sideline, and that's going to be played along the side, but the spin on it made it very hard to hold on to possession. And that's quickly going to be thrown in, tried to get to Plezia. And that is going to be an FC Buffalo throw, as another ball has left the stadium. Quick throw in. That's going to be played up by Lasek. And that's going to be drilled in as FC Buffalo is quickly regaining possession. As again, FC Buffalo is putting pressure on that back line of Steel City to try to force them to make a play. It has worked a few times in order to get possession back, and that attempted pass to Pinella is just behind her. Instead, that's going to go up the field for Shapansky. Shapansky's going to drop it off. They'll go to Greca, who passes it up, and that's going to go up the field. Steel City. Works the outside, works back across the middle. And that shot is going to be saved by Thompson, who had to be on, as that was just destined for right under the crossbar. Thompson did a good job getting up there to knock it over the top to save this 1-0 score. It's going to be a corner kick for Steel City, as it's going to be Salisbury, who's our goal scorer, who's going to be taking it. 81st minute. That corner is picked out of the air by Thompson. Thompson's going to quickly boot it upfield. And there's two FC Buffalo players on the run on trying to get it. Plezia and Leonard both tried to go after it. Neither could get to it. I'm sorry, that's Szymanski, as Leonard is now defending against Tonkovic. Leonard trying to defend. Good job as she gets in the way, forces the play, and gets the ball back from DeAngelis. Leonard, low cross, looking to connect, and Morgan just on the line. Just on the line. As Bean plays it over, sent over to Skylar Lisek. And that's going to be played. Weir's going to intercept. FC Buffalo is going to get the ball back. Quickly try to get it upfield, but that's going to be turned over to Tonkovic. Skylar Lisek turns it over. FC Buffalo again looking to start the attack. That is played out by Tonkovic. FC Buffalo again with a quick throw, but throw in goes to Miller for Steel City. Moore is going to try to play it across the field. That's going to be intercepted and played by Greca. Greca plays it up. Attempted to hit Sager, who just couldn't get control of it. It goes through to Thompson. Thompson plays it to Weir. Weir couldn't control it as that was a very hot pass and ends up on the foot of Salisbury. 83rd minute. Thompson comes out, intercepts that cross. And Thompson is looking to outlet it, finally gets it all the way over to Colling. Colling gets it up to midfield, tries to play up, gets deflected back by Steel City. It's going to be picked up, brought into midfield. Plezia tries to make some room to the outside. Kind of a sliding tackle shot by Plezia, saved by Morgan, as FC Buffalo is just trying to get everything on net at this point. Again, deflected. FC Buffalo will take possession, tries to play towards the middle. Pass goes through to Plezia. Plezia plays it back to Pinella. Pinella makes some room around midfield. That is crossed looking for Plezia and just can't get enough on that header. And Morgan has no problem waiting for it to come in and scooping it up. '85th minute. Steel City leads 1-0 on a goal from Salisbury in the 56th. Players fall. Given back to Skylar Lisek. Gets it over to Szymanski. Szymanski in a fight along the far sideline finally gives up possession. Bean. Solomon. Far side to Plezia. No. I'm sorry, not to Plezia. Szymanski regains control. Szymanski gets it in the box, and that is going to be a corner. FC Buffalo getting another corner. '86th minute. Corner played up, and that did not even get back into the field of play, and that's going to be a goal kick for Steel City. As Morgan will be happy to take as much time as she is legally allowed to. And we have a whistle. Looked like they were originally going to have Riley take the goal kick, but Morgan's going to take it. She's going to drill it to midfield. low, and it's going to end up on the boot of Szymanski. Plesia's trying to get it for FC Buffalo. Ends up on the foot of Chantos. Chantos gets through the middle, plays it up through the middle. Weir is going to quickly play it to Thompson. Thompson is under pressure, and that is going to be saved. That is quite the play there, as Stager is running around with the ball in the 18-yard box. Finally gets it to Salisbury. And DeAngelis finally is able to clear it out, as we are going to have a substitution. As we will have an FC Buffalo substitution. Kylie Moranto is going to join the match for FC Buffalo, wearing number 21. Steel City's corner headed up high, and that's going to miss the net, and there's going to be an FC Buffalo goal kick as we are in the 88th minute. Thompson's going to put it up high towards midfield. A couple players going to head it. Pinella finally heads it. It's going to be possessed by Moore. Moore's going to try to play it up, and that is going to, again, be played high in the air, and it's finally going to be brought down, as it's going to be offsides by Stager. As Stager was offsides, Thompson's going to come out to take this kick from about 28 yards from her goal line. Played in the air, looking for Pinella. It's going to end up on the foot of DeAngelis. DeAngelis is going to get it over back, and it's going to go back to Pinella. And that's going to be shot. Save Morgan. As Szymanski puts a mustard on that shot low. Morgan did a great job getting down and over to stop that low shot. 89th minute. FC Buffalo looking for the attack. Ball is played into the box. Pinella is going to get it. Going to try to play it to herself. It's going to be deflected high in the air. And that Steel City is going to have to scramble to get back. And Morgan finally gets back and plays it for Steel City. As we are just about to enter the 90th minute. As we do enter the 90th minute. Ball played high in the air. Going to bounce between four players. Possessed by Weir. Weir's going to head it over. And that's going to be played out by Steel City. As DeAngelis is looking for quickly to get it from the ball girl on the sideline. As that is played to Bean. Bean is going to try to play it through the center. That pass is going to connect to Plezia, who gets it back to Pinella. Pinella's shot's going to be wide of the target, as we now are less than half a minute to stoppage time. 1 minute of stoppage time. Steel City with the goal kick. Morgan. And Morgan's going to play it up to midfield. That's going to be headed down. Pinella's going to try to get possession of it. That is going to bounce around. That's going to be played out, and that's going to be a Steel City throw. And Steel City's coaching staff on your side is saying, take your time. The clock is their friend right now. As it's played back to Thompson. Thompson tries to send it up to midfield. It gets through onto the foot of Moranto, but that's deflected all the way back to Moore. Moore plays it up, tries to get it out in front. Two FC Buffalo attackers try to get there first, but instead it's going to go to Morgan. Salisbury is going to play it up, and that is going to be the end of the match. Steel City, on the 56th-minute goal by Salisbury, is going to take their season opener 1-0 against FC Buffalo. And FC Buffalo's women will be back in action on Wednesday, playing against Flower City 1872 in a very unusual Wednesday men's women's doubleheader. FC Buffalo's men return to action Monday afternoon and then play Wednesday at 5 p.m. So, Steel City 1, FC Buffalo 0. From Coyer Field, this has been Mike Babcock. Thank you on behalf of our friends with Western New York Media. Have a good night, and we will see you next time.